Is it okay?
Yes, it's fine.
That's fine. Okay, I am back. And now I just would like to present the new annex with the number 65. And the title of this new annex within the framework of international energy in the EBC program, Energy in Building and Communities. So the title is Long-Term Performance. So this subject has been already discussed earlier about the durability and the performance on site of this new superinsulating material. So in building component and system, this annex will cover mainly the building insulation and retrofitting, but also refrigerators, so for cold storage, and maybe, I don't know at this time, hot water tank, which are now an important point in building, especially in very low energy building. Okay, just a few words about IEA and the EBC program. So IEA was founded after the first oil crisis to secure oil supply. And now it has a little bit changed. IEA is more working to ensure reliable and affordable and clean energy. And main focus are energy security, economic development, environmental awareness, and engagement worldwide. And there are right now 28 members country. I think it is close to the 26 member countries for the EBC program. So IEA is a very large organization, and in this organization there are several activities. And there is this EBC program, so Energy in Building and Communities. So it's an international collaborative agreement, and it covers a lot of area. I will show you some area which are investigated by this program. But the main activity is to share research and development from countries all over the world, to make case studies, to make common exercise, and demonstration, and also an important activity is dissemination. For example, I have read recently that more than 1 million scientific reports from IEA have been downloaded up to now. So there are in this EBC program there are 26 members countries. So you have a list, and you have a new website which is now open, because EBC was previously the ECBCS program. So now it's shorter, so it's EBC, and you can find more information in the website. Just to illustrate some areas, so there are 5 main at this time. It should change because there is a new roadmap for the next few years, but right now there are 5 topics. Focus area: building concept and methodology, integrated building system, building services, building benchmarking and measurement, integrated community system. So you see, it's very large. It goes from material to cities, I would say, from almost nanoscale to city scale. And for example, you have some research activities about what is called net zero energy building or solar building. In the Europe Energy Performance Building Directive, we speak more on nearly zero energy building, not net zero energy building. Okay, so it's a detail, but it's important. So it's an example, and for example, in this case, insulation is important. You have these important topics about retrofitting, which is also investigated by some annex. You can see the number of the annex here. We are now 66 or 68, I think. And so there are all these topics investigated. So you can find all this information and more on a specific website related to this annex. I will not go further in detail. Okay, so the Annex 65 will focus more on the long-term performance of superinsulating material, so in building component and system. As you all know, building insulation is remain the more efficient way to reduce energy consumption in building, as it is illustrated by this graph from McKinsey Consulting, and it through this cost of abatement curve, and you can see building insulation as the most efficient cost, even negative cost. Okay, and the building envelope for the long term is also a top priority. You can see in this report from the Energy Efficient Watch program, the building envelope for the future will represent a very high percentage. The highest one, it's 15% for the energy saving. Okay, so energy saving is very important for a new building, of course. So I did a mistake. I should write nearly zero energy building in the PPD in Europe, but this new building will represent only 10 to 20% of additional energy consumption, whereas renovation will be more challenging because 75% of the current building are already standing right now, and the building stock represents more than 80% of energy consumption. So here it's the main target. And so the objective of the annex, so the superinsulating material should greatly contribute to this challenge of energy saving if you have reliable data, especially on properties and durability. Question has been asked about this point. The second important point is to have secure implementation techniques, especially for VIPs, because implementation and it's very sensitive due to thermal bridges or even degradation of VIPs during handling, for example. And the last point is the sustainability analysis. So the main objective of the annex will be to improve knowledge and confidence of end user regarding SIM. So mainly at this time VIP and aerogel. In the overview I mentioned the gas fill panel, but they do not represent at this time an important market. And the second point is to foster wider public acceptance of SIM in the future, especially for the durability. A few action has been already done during the last decade. At the beginning of the 2000, a previous IEA Annex was focusing on the vacuum insulation panel, and so you can find some information from this IPT, High Performance Thermal Insulation. There are 2 reports available right now. And since 2000, a few symposiums have been organized about vacuum insulation technology. And so you can see the date, and the next one will take place in China. Okay, so as it has been already mentioned, superinsulating materials, so they have an excellent insulation performance, but they are still relatively expensive, even if it's difficult to give a market price right now. So they are only known in building area since a few years, almost 1 decade. New products are introduced to the market. It has been shown by the free presentation from the EU project, but there are some potential degradation processes which need to be investigated. And the key point is to avoid any negative publicity, which could be detrimental for such emerging product. And there are still some need of research about the long-term performance. So it's why this annex has been proposed to the EBC program under in the International Energy Agency. Two expert meeting and workshop have been organized in Paris and in Zurich, and now we are close to the final version of the annex. We are still in the preparation phase. The working phase should start mid-2014, so next year. And so this task will be organized, this annex will be organized in 4 tasks. Task 1, it will be a state-of-the-art about material and component and case studies, because we have now more and more product on the market. And so it will be the first task. It's to present all this new product. And there are also some discussion about the characterization method. So, and it will be also a part of this first task. And the sub-task will be more about the case studies, because we can learn a lot, I think, from the last decade. Because, for example, for VIP, there are already a few, I think, 1,000 meters of installed VIP, mainly in Switzerland, Germany. A lot of buildings have been built using this type of advanced insulating material. So it's the first part is really state-of-the-art and lesson from the past. The second one will be more focused on the characterization of material and component. As it has been mentioned, it's not so easy to measure the thermal properties of, for example, and some other physical properties of such material. So this task 2 will be focused on 2 scales, the material scale and the component scale. At the material scale, we will work also on the aging procedure. So it's mainly the gas permeation of the film, and for example, also the interaction between nanostructure and water molecule, which can modify the thermal properties of the material, but also can be responsible of the degradation of the structure on the long term. The second one, the second sub-task of this task 2 will focus more on component and systems. So it's more, for example, on the question of the thermal bridges and how to assemble this panel and so on. The task 3 will be more in the field, so more on the application side. So we will start by making a map of the use condition, because depending on where you install this type of material, if it is on a terrace or inside, the conditions are completely different. And so the idea is really to have a map of especially the temperature, the moisture, and maybe the loading for mechanical degradation of such material, and to define where you can use such material, or if you need to protect the VIP, for example, for some special application. We will work also on the performance of a building scale, so for example, the U value of a wall, integrating this new superinsulating material. And we will have a focus on retrofitting, and especially in Sweden, they have some nice projects of using SIM, superinsulating material, for retrofitting building, dwelling in particular. And the last task will be more on the sustainability. So we are looking at this life cycle assessment, including embodied energy and the life cycle cost analysis. So there are already 4 task leaders. ZAE will be responsible of the state-of-the-art in collaboration with EMPA, because I think there are 2 laboratories with very long experience in this type of material. The characterization task will be led by the FIW. It's an institute making a lot of measurement in Munich. Chalmers will be in charge of the practical application. And Quantis is a company from Switzerland, and this company will take the lead of the task 4. The deliverable of this annex, so as I mentioned, it will be a state-of-the-art on superinsulating material, recommendation on how to characterize SIM, recommendation on how to perform reliable testing of component and building integrating SIM. And an important point which has been discussed during the workshop, it's a guideline for appropriate application and installation method. It seems to be an important point to have secure use of this VIP in building area. And of course, some synthesis report and summary of all the research activities for larger dissemination. The target audience, it's mainly so the building research community, the manufacturer, the supplier, the engineering office and consultant, building designer, and even software developer, because they need the properties of this new material to perform simulation. Building contractors and energy providers, but also, and maybe it's an important point, it's the standardization bodies and assessment bodies like ISO, CEN, or in Europe you have EOTR for technical agreement of EACI for technical assessment and implementation requirement. So it's a large audience. At this time, the participating countries, there are some group with a strong interest and high probability of funding. So we have France, China, Germany, Italy, Korea, Norway, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Turkey, and UK. And recently, Japan sent to me a letter that they do confirm their interest. And there are countries where we are still in progress to obtain funding in Greece, Canada, and Belgium. Israel, through Anita Coating Company, will contribute as an observer. And there is Netherlands, which one person from Netherlands participate at the expert meeting, but they do not confirm their participation at this time. So the group will be large enough. The larger participation will be in Germany and France, and after that Switzerland. And there are a few participants from China, and if I well understood the Japan, they are planned to participate with 10 institute or companies. And that's it for my presentation. Thank you, and so you are welcome to contribute to this annex, and if you are interested, you can send me an email. Thank you.